Hi, my name's Colin Webster and welcome to this AuthorWare 6 training CD produced by VTC. We're just going to take a little look about AuthorWare and what it can do. And to start off with, AuthorWare 6 is a great application for creating and presenting interactive information. You can very easily and quickly create applications which can interact with the user, and it's ideal for creating rich media applications for use on the web and the CD. In fact, the latest version of AuthorWare 6 comes with a new one-button publishing feature which allows you to very quickly compile your entire product for use on the web or a CD. AuthorWare has a simple drag and drop system. You take items out of the palette and you drag them onto the flow line to build up your piece. We can use a wide variety of media with AuthorWare 6, text, sound, we can use video and animations, and even use the full functionality of Flash and Director. AuthorWare 6 also has inbuilt as well as custom variables and functions which allow us to track and provide feedback for the user. We can track that information and send it to a text file, to a database, or even have it sent across the internet. One of the features that we can do with AuthorWare 6 is jump to other completed applications. And we're just going to use this feature now to take a look at the application that we'll be building throughout this CD. You can see from our introduction we have animation playing and we have sound. We're going to be looking at building a main menu structure where we can navigate to various options within our site, and in this case we have Earth and Mars where we can jump to. And we can also set up our piece so that any part of the program we can have what are known as pull-down menus where we can access general information. And these are available at any time throughout the piece. We'll also be looking at building an interactive quiz. Here we're looking at tracking the user, so we're collecting the user's information, so his first name and last name, and we're also giving the user the option to choose how many questions he'd like in the quiz, and in this case I'll just choose 3. These questions will be picked at random and there are a variety of types, and this case is a drag and drop where we have to move our planets onto the screen and into the correct locations. And with each question we can provide feedback to the user. In this type of question, we're looking at a timed response in which the timer is counting down and the user has to type in the correct answer using the keyboard. And this type of question is a tries limit question, in which case the user has a number of guesses in which to guess the correct icon. And notice that we have a different type of feedback. In this case, the wrong answers are in red, and this is all done using styles. And once we've finished, it brings back the user's name, tells them the maximum score they were allowed based on the number of questions they chose, and also gives them their final score. And when we finish the quiz, we jump back to where we left off in the program. We'll also be looking at building a quit, which gives the user the option to close down the program. And in that case, because we jumped to one file, we've actually set that up so we jump back to our presentation. We can also take use of a number of functions built into AuthorWare, and in this case we can create custom combo boxes and spinners. And it very quickly and easily allows us to provide good functionality between the user and the piece. In this example, we're taking the use of Flash, in which we have a logon system, where in AuthorWare we're asked to type in our first name and last name, but it's actually being checked by Flash. And you can see here that if I try to submit the answer, or submit my information, it's verifying that I still haven't typed in my first and last name. And now you see when I submit, not only has Flash recognized that I've typed the information in, but it's actually captured the names as variables and displaying them in Flash. In this example, we're using Flash where we have to have a dog that's controlled with our keys on the keyboard, and you have to move him around on the screen and collect various bones that pop up at random. And notice that we have a timer counting down, and once the timer gets to 30, Flash will actually stop and send our score into AuthorWare. And it looks like, there we go, game over. I just missed that bone that was popping up, but here you can see that we're now back into AuthorWare, and my score has been sent to AuthorWare. So there's an example of some of the things that we'll be creating in this tutorial. You can, of course, follow the complete site where we're building the planet's site from start to finish, or you can just jump to various sections at any time. Also included is additional sections which aren't really part of the planets, but you could have a look at them, such as incorporating Flash or video. So I hope you have fun and enjoy using this AuthorWare tutorial.